Hello there and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Casey and I'm the designer behind the indie sewing pattern company, Pattern Scout. So today is going to be a little bit different because I have decided to participate in Vlogmas. So Vlogmas is just a YouTube challenge that happens every year during December, and creators are encouraged to post more regular content during the month of December, typically every day during the month of December. I think that's going to be a little bit of a lofty goal for me at this point, but I am going to shoot for about 3 times a week for the rest of the month. I had originally planned to actually start posting at the beginning of December, but I went to visit my family in Mississippi for the Thanksgiving holiday and we stayed for a couple of weeks. And whenever I go visit my parents, I always kind of slip into this like teenager, just lay on the couch, watch movies, eat a lot of junk food mode. So I definitely did a lot of that. I got a little bit of work done. I did manage to post a video last week, but it was pretty slow going, and yeah, I did not stick to my goal of getting anything extra done. But we are back in Michigan now. Today is Monday, December 13th, and I thought that this would just be a good opportunity for me to practice my vlogging styles, to try to hone my editing skills a little bit, because one of the challenges with having this YouTube channel is getting things posted consistently. If you've been here for a while, you probably have noticed that I really do try to get a video out once a week. That has not happened at all. There may have been twice that I actually got videos posted consecutively for like 2 weeks. So I thought this could be an opportunity to just kind of experiment with providing some content that's not just straight tutorial content. I don't know if you guys would even be interested in that kind of thing, but it's something that I'm interested in trying. So I'm gonna do that for the rest of this month. So I thought for this first episode of my Vlogmas, I could do a little kind of like chatty, getting to know me kind of episode. I really want to put my Christmas tree up today. My husband is actually at work today, so he'll be surprised when he comes home and it's all nice and sparkly in here. I also want to edit a video, work on some of the editing for a video that I'm hoping to get out on Wednesday or possibly Friday. So I'll work on that a little bit today, and I probably need to unpack. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen or not today. But yeah, I have a few things kind of like housekeeping, decorating, a little bit of work. So the first thing I need to do is get our Christmas tree. It is actually up in our loft where we have just kind of a makeshift storage area, and I'll bring that down and start decorating that. Christmas tree up. I'm about to start decorating it, and I thought I would just answer a few questions that nobody asked. Talk about how I started Pattern Scout and why I started this channel. So let's do it. So warm and delicious. Okay, I'm gonna set this down actually. And I'm gonna start with some ribbon garland on my tree. I just like this really cute, sparkly, glittery gold garland. I've been using this for the past couple of years, so I'm gonna put that on. So prior to starting Pattern Scout, I actually had another business. I had a handmade business, and it was just KCD Sibley Art and Design. And it was going pretty well. It was a small business. It was just me, and I had a little bit of sewing help. I was doing handmade products that I was selling wholesale, mostly to like shops and boutiques across the country. And I was selling the products in about 100 shops. And was getting extremely burned out because I was sewing all the time, and I actually thought that I hated sewing because I just was like just doing it constantly. In 2018, we were living out in Reno, Nevada, and my husband got a new job here in Michigan. And Michigan is where my husband is and his family are from. So we decided to move to Michigan. My family lives in Mississippi. We knew that moving here would get us closer to my family as well. So it just seemed like a really great idea to get closer to family. And it's been a good move. I'm actually really happy we did it. And I loved Reno. I did not want to leave Reno, but it was a good move to move here. When I was in Reno, I was actually involved very socially, actually, in a lot of like business, like small business organizations and that kind of thing. And when we moved out to Lansing, it was like, you know, the first time I kind of had a little bit of quiet. I didn't have a lot of input on my business. I didn't feel like I needed to update people constantly on what I was doing, or even kind of be in that kind of like competitive camaraderie kind of situation that I was in Reno. And it was actually kind of nice to quiet my mind for a little bit. And I decided to do something creative just for me, just for myself. And I had always wanted to start sewing clothing for myself. But again, I was sewing so much with my business that I just didn't think I would enjoy it. I thought it would just be too stressful to do clothing. And I had actually sewn quite a bit as a kid and a teenager. And when I was in middle school and high school, I did sew a little bit of clothing for myself, but none of it really came out that great. And the things that were wearable, I was just way too embarrassed to actually wear it and have anybody comment on it at school. I thought it would just be kind of mortifying if anybody knew that I made my clothes. So yeah, I had some experience wardrobe sewing back in the day. I had done a lot of sewing for my business and just kind of personal projects, and I hadn't done any sort of wardrobe sewing for years. So my first project was a Kelly anorak, and it was like a super ambitious project, and I remember sharing it on Instagram and people being like, yeah, good luck with that, which just made me want to do it even more. And the jacket turned out beautiful. I still wear it all the time, and I was just absolutely obsessed immediately with wardrobe sewing. I had kind of tapped into this online community of all these people that love to sew their own clothing, and it just blew me away, totally blew me away. I started sewing constantly and couldn't get enough of it. I mean, I was looking for new projects constantly, and it was like, I'd always been creative and I'd always enjoyed making things, but this was the first time that I'd really tapped into something that I was just like obsessed with. Then I started learning how to draft my own patterns, and I was doing a lot of pattern hacking. And that just kind of evolved into me creating my own custom patterns and starting to share that on Instagram and online, and slowly morphed into me designing patterns for other people. Immediately when I discovered garment sewing, I figured out a business name, secured my Instagram handle, I got a website, business, email, all of that. I went ahead and just secured all of that like pretty much immediately because I knew I was going to do something with it. I didn't really know what it was going to be at first. I didn't even put pressure on myself initially to turn it into anything too specific. I just really wanted to kind of create space for that when I was ready to take it there. So in the back of my mind, I kind of knew I would probably turn it into some sort of business because that's just what I do. And because I just loved it so much, and I was like, if I could figure out a way to make money doing this, I can do it all the time. I started selling patterns, and they were doing like surprisingly well. I was really impressed with how well the patterns were doing, and saw a lot of potential there, and it gave me the confidence to start stepping back from my other business and really pursue Pattern Scout full time. And so that's what I do now, and it's amazing. The community online is so incredible, so creative, so passionate about garment sewing and just sewing in general. So I'm really just grateful that I managed to stumble into this community and become a part of it. All right, so I've got all of my garland on here. Now I need to start putting some ornaments on. I might put another thing of garland, but I might just keep it really simple. I'll show you real quick. So next up is, how did I end up starting this YouTube channel and why? Why would I come on YouTube and try to be a YouTuber? Good question. Let me grab a couple of ornaments. So once I started selling patterns, I noticed that there were other people in the sewing community who had YouTube channels, and a couple of them were also sharing my patterns on their YouTube channels. And every time that someone would share one of my patterns, I would get a little bump in my sales. And I would be like, wow, what's happening today? And I would go look at my analytics and see that I was getting, you know, a few orders that seemed to originate from YouTube. It really kind of blew my mind a little bit. First of all, I was just like so incredibly flattered and honored that anyone would want to share the pattern, and doing things like that, like sharing the patterns on YouTube and Instagram and sharing them with your friends. Like, word of mouth is the best marketing ever. So when you guys do that, it really means a lot to me. And I know to other pattern designers and really anyone who makes a product, those types of things are so, so helpful. So thank you guys for doing that. If you have done that, if you've shared the patterns, thank you. I do notice a lot. So yeah, when people were sharing the pattern, I was getting traffic to my site, and you know, I had some experience doing some online courses like through Skillshare and that kind of thing. So I was pretty comfortable in front of the camera, and I felt pretty comfortable developing a concept around tutorials and that kind of thing. So it just made sense for me to turn to YouTube as another way to share the patterns, as a way to start sharing some tutorials and sew-alongs and that kind of thing. And yeah, it's been great so far. I started on my YouTube channel it's been a little over a year ago. I think my first post was in October of last year, so October of 2020. I've posted pretty sporadically. I mean, originally I was thinking, I did a lot of research, so I watch a lot of YouTube now. I used to never watch YouTube, but when I started kind of digging a little deeper into YouTube, I realized that there's actually a very, very active community and a lot of different niches, especially in sewing, especially in DIY and creative content, that kind of thing. Previously, I would have used YouTube mostly for looking up quick tutorials for how to do something fast, you know. Once I started doing my research, I actually found a lot of YouTubers that, well, I say a lot, a handful of YouTubers that I really enjoy following, and now YouTube is a place where I go constantly for entertainment. And I'll put a link down below in the description to some of my favorite creators here on YouTube. It definitely shifted my perspective on what kinds of things I could be showing to you guys here on the channel, and really opened my mind to how creative I could get here. So it's been a lot of fun learning how to edit videos and create the content and experiment with different ways of producing that content. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It's really fun to do it, and it is another source of income for me too, which is nice. I mean, right now it's like, it's very, very little, but to see the potential with it, it's kind of amazing. So thanks for being here and watching, and yeah, I do this for you guys so that you'll have something entertaining to watch, but also something informative, and I hope it is all of those things. So now I have got all of our little special ornaments. These are all gifts actually that family gave us. Some are from my family, some are from Alan's family. And I just think this is such a great idea as a gift, actually, is to give ornaments. I think that is just so smart. This is one that I really love, of my husband when he was a baby. I think it is so cute. And then now I'm just gonna fill in with all of these little guys that I bought, just kind of, I think I got these at Target last year, just to kind of fill in the tree, add a little bit of extra sparkle, and I think that'll be pretty much it. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Do you wanna go outside? You wanna go outside? Yeah? Probably about time, huh? All right, let's take you out. Oh my gosh. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break, okay? Oh, you're such a boy. Oh my gosh. Ooh, sorry. And the tree is all decorated. And it's getting me in the spirit. I don't know where my tree skirt is. I have looked high and low. It is packed up somewhere. It's possible that I gave it away. So I may get another tree skirt, or if I find one, I'll put it on later. But yeah, I'm so glad I got that done. Yay. Okay, I actually got a lot done today. I had to stop filming a couple of hours ago because the lawn care crew was out here. There was a lot of loud like leaf blowing and that kind of thing, but I did get some stuff done. I'm very, very pleased. I'm glad I got my tree up. I'm sitting here looking at it right now. It's very much a vibe, and it's feeling very cozy in here. And I love putting up Christmas decorations for that reason. It just feels so nice. And to be totally honest, we usually leave our Christmas decorations up well beyond Christmas, like until spring, like April or May, as long as we can get away with it, which actually we could probably leave them up all year. That would be totally acceptable, I think. It is getting a little bit later. My husband will probably be home within the next hour. So I think I'm gonna start some dinner. We are kind of on a detox because for the last 2 weeks when we were visiting my family, we ate so bad, like so bad, so much junk. So I'm gonna try to make this a really nice, healthy, delicious meal for dinner tonight. And after that, I think I'm just gonna work on editing my video that I hope to get out at the end of this week or before the end of this week. And then I'll probably also edit this video and try to get something ready to post either tonight or tomorrow. And so yeah, thank you for joining me on this first episode of my Vlogmas. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, hopefully I can actually stick to this and get 3 videos a week out for the next few weeks. We'll see how that goes. But thanks for watching, and I think that is all I have for you today. I will see you in the next video. Bye.